the first official morning of spring 2017. And Frankie, of course, we're all having green thoughts.
Yeah, you know, I was at Canada Blooms through the weekend. Lots of people there looking and wanting and waiting for spring. A lot of people are getting out in their gardens and right now saying, what the heck do I do? So the first thing I can tell everybody is when you go out there, don't do too much.
Okay.
That's the first thing. If you're walking on your lawn and if you're feeling that your lawn's spongy underfoot, we're told this every year and it's wet, leave it, because that's going to create some compaction. So what's something that we can do is we can inspect the lawn overall. I hope we have some of the images right now. So the first thing you can do is take a walk around your property and take a look at some of the damage that's happened. So what you may be seeing on your lawn is this here, and that's snow mold. Snow mold is caused by a lot of snow compacting on an area that causes a little bit of that gray to brown, which over time what you'll notice will repair itself on its own. When you do a nice early spring fertilizing, maybe a little bit of raking, top dressing, and reseeding.
For now, leave it?
For now, there's really not a lot you can do. It's too early to put fertilizer on. Way too. People were asking me about grass seed through the weekend. Way too early. You need a soil temperature of around 17 degrees before that grass seed will germinate. One thing you're going to really notice right now is the next picture, which is mold damage. Moles are something that go and look for food sources during the winter months. And what they do, look at the tunnels they create. And what they're doing is they're looking for grubs. So they eat grubs. So the way to get rid of moles is to get rid of grubs. But you don't get rid of grubs until later on in the season, almost in early summer. So if you have some mold damage right now, you want to prevent that, just put some blood meal down, and that will correct that. It won't eat as much.
In the cracks or everywhere?
In that area, that damaged area. By putting the blood meal down, it'll distract them. They just don't like the smell, so it'll repel them away from the area.
So from moles to molds, because that's the thing. It's hard to resist temptation when there isn't, you know, snow covering it up. And if it's warmer out, you want to invite your friends over, maybe start an early barbecue, but just don't do anything just yet.
The one thing you can do is if you look at your property and you notice some of your trees and shrubs, maybe have some broken branches, you can do some pruning at that time. The other thing you're going to notice too is bunnies. Have you seen bunnies around?
No, I would love to see little Easter bunnies.
So many bunnies. But bunnies, what they do, take a look at that little stem of that plant. Bunnies during the winter months are also looking for food, and they'll go around and they'll chew on a lot, especially fruit trees, berry bushes, and even some of the burning bush and euonymus and things like that. That tree there is going to be fine. That guy there is going to be totally fine. It'll scar over. It'll be fine. But if they're really damaged, that's when you really want to prune. So some things you can do. Take a look at my shovel there. That's a shovel that last year we put it away at winter, and we put it away dirty, right? It's dirty. It's used. But this is the time of year where you want to really start to clean things off.
Spring cleaning.
Spring cleaning, because maybe last year you had some disease in the garden spaces. So the best thing you can do is start off a garden season clean. And if you take a look, the reason why I have some bleach here, you can also go to your pruners. If you can get that little paper towel that's there. So what you can do is...
You're not going to limit me to 60 centimeters, right?
No, no.
Go check our 720 chat. That'll make sense.
I watch that chat as well. So a lot of your tools, especially some of your pruners, what you should be doing is always when you start to go and do any pruning, is just wiping them with a little bit of bleach.
Are you telling me you can reintroduce any sort of molds or fungus after so many months?
Yeah.
Really?
Well, usually colder temperatures will kill them off. But you want to clean them. You want to clean them off just to be certain. Even your pots. So let's say that you had containers from last year. That maybe there was diseased plants. Just a weak solution of water and bleach. Wash them off. That'll make sure that you have no disease that's there. Some of the other pruners that you have, if they're a little bit on the rusted side, you can see these are things that you should be throwing out. The other thing I want you to do at this time of the year is to check some of the older fertilizers that you have around. Granular fertilizers will be fine if they're in the garage. But some of the liquids, they won't do well during the frost thaw cycle. And later on this morning on City Line, we continue with some spring hacks.
Frankie's a popular guy right now.
City Line at 9 a.m. this morning. We're going to talk a little bit more about spring.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Frank. Right now, over to Kev with some news.